Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are across this great wide world of ours. I haven't done a video on time management in quite a while. And when I think about this time management, and I do have a uh, conference that I've done on this time management in the past, is how we value or how we make the best of our time. And um, I often think of how I delegate or do my time. And sometimes it boils down to what I see or value that is important. And I've said this in the past that I prioritize things and I make a list of A, B, C for things that I want to accomplish. And sometimes, a lot of times, I'll keep it in my head, but a lot of times, for instance, I have a pad of paper here and I write down numbers and etc. And then I have a little bullet pointer, and you can see that right there, and see that my notes here and that there, little things where I put notes that are important because really time management is important aspect. And then like with me, I'm trying to create this psychology practice, and I often think to myself, um, the key aspect or the key word or the key phrase. Do I manage time or does time manage me? And that becomes a key issue because especially when you're looking at doing a business for instance, I have to segment things and I just said I make a list with with the pad of paper here, but I have to break things down because really I've got what I want to do with the psychology practice, then I got my writings, and then I got my YouTube pages. So, what I try to do is break things down into segments because really I've got three aspects of things going on at the same time. And part of it also is that I have um, to generate revenue. And then when you put family issues that come in, personal issues, for instance, um, I slept in a little bit today, which is fine, but then I had to compensate and say, okay, I slept in an hour or two today, then I'm going to do some things hour or two because one thing I wanted to do was make a couple videos and then go from there. So in essence, I wanted to put the 8 hours that I needed to put in. And there's this saying, you work until you're done, or to the point where you feel that that you make aspect of what you need to get accomplished. And excuse me on that. So, in essence, what you're doing is you're budgeting your time, and it's I often say it's easier said than done to budget your time because really when you budget your time, you're making that decision of, like I said, evaluate what is important. And like I said, I usually write things down as A, B, or C. And then what I do is I figure out what is important and I number. Like for me, A is important, B, semi important, C, I can wait. And then there's D, too, that sometimes I put in there. That's something that I need to address in the next day or two. And I've got a couple issues tomorrow that are D's that I plan on addressing tomorrow. And a lot of it has to do with phone calls or whatever. It's like, for instance, somebody emailed me today concerning about one of my books and saying, even though my books are self published, they'll call me and say, well, I can help you get to a, a what they call them uh, a, a publisher or whatever. And see, right now that's not an issue to me. But I had somebody call me today, and I'm more or less distinctively told him right now that's not a priority. My goal this week is to work on the business stuff aspect of my psychology practice, and then sometime in the spring I'll address the issues of the book. So in essence, what I'm doing here is I prioritize and I time management. Not necessarily some days are better than others. Like I said, I believe Saturday, and I have a tendency to work uh, 7 days a week with this or with that about stuff, especially with you have a practice like that. So the thing that comes for me is the essence, what is important. For example, I see that I want to grow the psychology practice, but the issue becomes clients, 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 clients. So I have to have so many clients at so much of a value, and it's such a price. And mainly, I can't do therapy itself because I'm not a clinical psychologist. But there, I can offer self-esteem, motivation, hypnosis, etc. So those type of things. I can also do some social settings because I do have some kind of social license, and I got to look into that as well. So the issue becomes how I prioritize things. Getting back to this, I prioritize things and see how that becomes an issue. And then there becomes the physical issues. Right now, one big issue for me is that I'm concerned about is losing weight and try to cut down on my carb carb intake and go from there. And that's been an issue with mine, especially this week, because I think it's important for me to start working on that because it's really just important. And I need to start working on getting into that point. And I think I remember one time that I heard something from Matthew McConnelly that there's family life, there's work life, personal life, financial life. These are key aspects of it, and you got to work on everything, and you can't just neglect something uh, at all. And like I said, right now, the issue for me is psychology practice and finance because I've got to work on revenue, getting that revenue coming in and moving things forward because it's not like I'm 20 years old or 30 years old where I can work some job 8 hours, 10 hours a day and then come back and do this. But there's going to be a happy medium there where I can do things. But there again, everything comes back to the word. Am I, you know, am I making the best of my time or is time making the best of me? So it's like you have to manage what works and is most profitable for you in the long run. So the goal here is always to make things to a point. Like I said, I've done time management. I did time management before, but it comes back to what works and how much efficiency. It was like I said, I had a call today this evening after 5:30, which I took the call anyway. But normally, I knew when I saw the number it was concerning the books, and the goal was, you know, the guy was trying to sell spiel on me, and it was like, what? And I more or less told him like with the books, what is my intent? Is my intent to be rich with the books, or is the intent for my books to inform and educate? And I think I lost him on that point because the point was he's seeing things in a value or a money, trying to encompass my mind and say, oh, this is we're going to make all kinds of money and all that. And I told him that is not my intent. My intent is to educate and inform. And usually that's how you weed out these ones that are just looking to take your money, pay you, or you pay them, that they might or might not be able to get to your book to a publisher. So in other words, it's self-publishing company who more or less will say, yeah, well, we can push your book to a publisher, but you're paying them money to do that. And it's like, well, I can do that myself. The books are on. I just haven't had the time to do that. So it's just like I told him, because of the time issue, because where is the quality at, is that I said I will focus on that in the spring. So there again, it goes back to time. Is how do you manage your time, or is time managing you? That I told him right now that's not a high priority. But if somebody comes out and talks to me about like Penguin Press or Lexington Books or whatever, comes and talks to me about a book, I'm willing to listen, but it's not a high priority. Case in point with the YouTubes, got two channels, but I want to change the focus to the one channel on Native American reservations, and the other one I'll just kind of let it ferment and keep going with that as well. But the Native American, I want to start focusing on this. It's political year. The Native American reservations is a key aspect of this year with the election, and it's something that needs to be addressed about how to improve lives for Native American people on the reservation. So for me, I'm very knowledgeable with that and moving things forward. So anyway, these are some foods of thought. And like I said, the next time you work on something, think to yourself, how is your time, or is time managing you, or are you managing time? So that's a key aspect that I ask. So anyways, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com. Please like and subscribe. Like I was saying earlier in my book, or not book, but earlier in my thing. Also, remember, I do have self-published books on Amazon. There's quite a few of them. They're under two titles: B. Thomas Miller, Boyd T. Miller. The latest one I did was Water Quality on the Reservation. And anyway, folks, I'll talk to you real soon, and have a great week. Bye.